Welcome to Sweethearts or Rivals. I'm Charlotte.
I'm Justin.
What are we doing today?
Today we're going to do our top 5 games that we played for the first time in 2015.
So what you're saying is top 5 games of 2015?
No. So instead of doing like games that only came out in 2015, we're focused on the top 5 games that we played for the first time in 2015, regardless of when they came out.
Right.
Yeah.
And you might be asking us, well, why don't you do a top 2015 games? Well, I have an answer.
Oh, okay.
We have only played 17 games of the games that were released in 2015.
There's like thousands of them.
I know. We've only played 17. So I don't think our cross section of the year haven't played enough games.
Yeah.
To actually be qualified to do a top 2015 video. And you may ask, how many of those games do we own? We own 14 of them.
Really?
Yes.
14? Wow, that's more than I thought.
And I didn't count expansions.
That's crazy.
Only base games, 2015s. I know.
14 of them.
We've got a problem.
We don't. We bought another shelf.
We really don't. We got a new shelf this year. It was awesome.
Looking at the camera here, we've still got all of all of that space right there that could be put a shelf.
We
then
put another.
We just push those shelves over a little bit. Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, we're good. So that's why some of the games are not going to be 2015 releases.
Really, 14? We bought 14 of the 2015 games.
We actually had 15, but we got rid of one.
That's crazy. Okay, so.
Yeah.
So these aren't all, they could be 2015 games, but that wasn't the criteria. Just, did we play them for the first time?
Right.
Yeah.
Longest intro ever.
There you go.
What's your number 5 game?
My number 5 is very interesting because whenever we do a review and you ask about the strategery, we always talk about like the strategy versus the tactics versus
including luck.
The randomness.
Or luck.
Right. And so there's actually something almost like a 4th component that I have discovered this year, and I've discovered that I enjoy it a lot, and that is the chaos from the players themselves.
Oh, really?
Yes. So my number 5...
Or shenanigans.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Shenanigans.
yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Shenanigans.
Good. Yeah.
My number 5 really kind of illuminated how much I enjoy that, even though we haven't had a chance to play it a lot, and that is Colt Express.
Really?
Yep.
Colt Express. I wonder what year that... I think that came out last year, actually. Because it won an award.
Yeah. Yeah. And we got to play it. You got to play it during one of our game days, and I did not. And then you just wouldn't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
And I had no interest in it at all because it looks silly.
It does look like a gimmick on cardboard, yeah.
So then we went to the Boardroom Game Cafe, and we didn't get to finish our game. We got to play...
like 3 rounds.
That was
and that was it.
And I was just like, I want to keep playing. This is awesome. And so we got it.
Luckily, though, that week we got back from the Boardroom Game Cafe on that online gaming website.
Yes.
They just like uploaded their version.
Yeah, the Board Game Arena.
Yeah.
So I was able to play it there, which it does not work good as a play by turn.
No, it wouldn't.
Because you don't get to see the chaos happen.
Right.
But it's really good as like a live game.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, we bought it. I've played it with kids at the school board club, and we played it, and it's just, I enjoy it. It's fun. It's just crazy trying to put this plan together and seeing it just fall apart in chaos and soon. It's quite fun.
And look forward to something on our channel soon for that game, actually. We don't want to spoil too much. So that's it.
Your number 5.
My number 5 is a Mangrovia.
Ooh, nice.
Which is another 2014 game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I like it. One of my best of the year because it's an area majority kind of a game.
Yes.
That works well with 2 players.
Works really well.
Which is unusual.
Yeah.
I like it also because it's beautiful.
The action selection is awesome.
And I was going to say the
Sorry.
action selection as well.
The action selection works quite well.
I like the pieces in it because there's to use your action selection. There's the cutest little dish kind of thing that you move around that track.
Yep.
I really like it.
Yeah.
They have player color for purple.
Nice.
I mean, it's not pink. Purple's not pink, but it's still good.
Yep.
Anyway, I really like, and the game really flows by quickly, and it's not hard to learn. I really enjoy it.
There's a lot of intricate kind of connections.
Yes.
Which hides several different paths to victory that you might not realize.
I like interconnectivity in games.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome.
Yep, that's my number 5.
My number 4 has nothing to do with chaos. My number 4 is part of a series of games where I have realized that if you give me a game with a very easy to learn system and then constantly change up in every game the end goals so that you have to constantly take that system and bend it in different ways, I really enjoy that. And this one really brings that out, which is Isle of Skye. And I love that. It's such an easy system to play. Isle of Skye is not complicated at all.
No.
But the scoring mechanism and the goals that you're trying to do in all these different combos, every game is different, and every game is constantly trying to bend that simple system to your will in a very complex way. I love that.
Yeah.
So it's very cool.
Yeah, that is cool. And it's funny because the very first thing we saw about it was way at the beginning of the year, I think.
Yeah.
And it was like, we need to buy that game.
Yeah.
And the very next order that we made, we bought that game.
Was that a 2015 game?
I'm not sure.
I'll have to look that up later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right on. Your number 4.
So my number 4 is Orleans.
Orleans. Nice.
I really like games where you can stick your hand in a bag and pull something out.
Awesome.
Yeah. But it's more than that because you're building up your people and you have to like pick and choose the people that you buy because they will inform the actions you can do.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of interconnectivity in it as well.
Oh yeah. Big
Plus,
time.
we got the Kickstarted version from Tasty Minstrel Games with the deluxe pieces. And being able to use the wooden discs for your people, I would have to say is a much better experience. We haven't even used the tokens.
Nope.
But I can just envision it in my mind. Putting your hand in to draw a chit is not as fun as a big wooden disc token.
Yeah. Exactly. Very more tactile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I really like it. And
cool.
Like I said, the interconnectivity between the board you're traveling on, the board that you're using as your player board, and also the board that you put your displaced workers into for points and stuff at the end.
Yep.
It all connects and flows really well together.
Nice. Cool.
That's my number 4.
Number 4. My number
3.
3. My number 3 and my number 2 could really swap back and forth.
Oh, on whatever way the wind's blowing.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So we'll just go with this because I wrote it down first. My number 3 is Hyperborea.
Really?
Yeah.
We played that for the first time in 2015?
Yep.
Wow.
We did indeed.
2015 was a long year.
Well, it was a game that at the beginning of 2015 we were looking at it and I kept making you watch stuff on it.
Oh, right, because you wanted it for your birthday.
And then we ended up, I pulled the trigger on it. Okay, it's my birthday present. I'm getting it, even if it's not a good game. And I just got it.
Right, now I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Hyperborea made it on my list because I had no idea what to expect from it. It really, the reviews at the time were kind of flowing back and forth on whether it was good or not. Yeah. And we bought it, and I really enjoy it because it's a bag builder. So like you with Orleans, you get to reach in the bag and pull stuff out. It's cubes instead of discs, but it's not chits, so it's very tactile. And then you get to do so much with that game. It's almost like a sandbox.
Yeah, it is.
Almost.
Yeah, it's sandy,
There's so many different things you can do. If you want to go out and conquer the land, you can do that. If you just want to sit back in your little part of the world and like just build your technology, you can do that. Like there's just so many things you can do.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't dictate your path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of different paths. You can swap paths in the middle of a game if you want to. And there's so much to explore with the game, which is why we haven't reviewed it yet.
Right.
Because I honestly don't feel comfortable yet that I've explored all there is with it.
Played it enough yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I enjoy it. I enjoy the mechanisms, the interconnectivity, the many multiple paths that you can do, and just there's so much in that game to explore, and it's fun to explore it.
Yes. Yeah.
My number 3.
Let me look at my list.
Okay.
And my number 3 is Above and Below.
Ooh, nice.
Which is a 2015 game.
Yes.
Yeah. That was kickstarted. Red Raven Games did that one. Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful. Like all the games. Because he does the art for all of them. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's also got a little bit of resource management. Mm-hmm. But kind of in a different way. Yeah. Like on your player board, how you put your resources is really a different way to look at it. Yep. I like that about it because it's kind of like a puzzle you have to figure out. Yeah. But my very favorite part about the game actually has to be the storybook.
Really? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have a different game every time you play because you're getting into those stories. Mm-hmm. And it's really interesting because when you go to the certain part of the book and read that part of the story, there's usually always 3 things you have to choose. Yeah. So there's always going to be 3 different outcomes you're going to have. Or however many there are. Like, there might be 2 sometimes. Anyway.
But if you have the exact same encounter, it might not end the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I really like that.
Nice.
And I mean, I know that it's not... Sometimes the stories, they don't flow together like they could, but sometimes they do, and that makes it really awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Really good game.
Yeah, I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. I think the only kind of negative I have about it is you have to do, I feel strategically, you have to do a lot of your stories early to see what happens. So that can kind of dictate where you're going to go, because sometimes you can make a decision and your rewards is like, I didn't see that coming. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
It's true, because there was that one time we were playing and I kept going on adventures trying to like make some money or something. It just never happened. Yeah, you kept choosing the choices that didn't get you the money. Right. Yeah. But you didn't know it. Yeah. So, it's a very good game. Awesome game. I like it.
Cool.
Yeah, you're number 2.
My number 2, again, 2 and 3 can kind of swap back and forth. And number 2, and for very much the same reasons, is Orleans. Mm-hmm. And the reason why Orleans, at least on my list, kind of eked out a little bit over Hyperborea is Orleans doesn't have direct combat.
Oh, right.
And in Hyperborea, you can have dudes on the map warfare. Mm-hmm. The combat system.
Ladies.
Yeah, that's true. The combat is a very Euro-style combat, which I like. But Orleans doesn't have that at all, which is awesome. And like Hyperborea, Orleans has a lot of hidden depths. Mm-hmm. You need to explore that game and make yourself do different things in order to really understand everything that's happening in that game. Mm-hmm. And a lot of subtle interactions, which is awesome.
And I don't think I mentioned, but Orleans is technically a 2014 game.
Yeah.
Even though we only got our Kickstarter in 2015.
Yeah, because it was released in...
Before.
Yeah, in Europe. Yeah. Right on. So that was my number 2, Orleans. Every time I play that, I want to make myself try a different path.
Every time. And you can very easily. Yeah. Because it's going to depend on which people you pull out of the bag, what things you can activate each time.
And I think another big difference between Hyperborea and Orleans is Hyperborea, when you're choosing a different path, it's like this big choice that like is very obvious what you have to do different in order to do it. Mm-hmm. Whereas Orleans, again, I find the interactions or the interconnectivity is a little bit more subtle. It's like, I'm going to buy 1 or 2 boatmen this turn. Mm-hmm. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But it is. That's going to change a lot of what you can do in your game. Mm-hmm. So that's another difference between them that I like both, but they're still different.
Yeah.
That was my number 2. Your number 2.
My number 2 is I Love Skye.
Ooh, nice.
Which is a 2015.
Yeah.
And I like it for all the reasons Justin said previously. Mm-hmm. But I find it's how you score your stuff.
Okay.
Because on the first one, you're going to score like, I can't remember exactly, but that's like 2, 2, 3, 3, and 3 or something of the different scoring tiles. Yeah. So it's the puzzle and to pick and choose what you're going to put in your village to make sure you have something to score at the end of that round. And looking ahead to build it up to like the very last one, you know which 3 things are going to score by the end of the game. Yeah. So as long as you have those 3 things really good by the end of the game, you're going to get a lot of points. Yeah. And then it's also, for me, how you auction off your stuff, your tiles.
That is really cool.
Because it's a little bit of blind bidding, and then you get to actually discard one of your tiles that your opponents can see. They might have been counting on that one for the whole strategy, and then whoopsie daisies, that's gone. The one I discarded.
Yeah. Yeah. Or make you pay through the nose for it.
That too.
Yeah. 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 A lot of good interactions between the players in that.
I really like the mechanisms of how you score and then the bidding part.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Enjoy that. Very good game. Yeah. Cool.
So,
my number 1?
Very top game of 2015.
I'm predicting right now that our number 1 is going to be the same.
You think?
Yes.
I think it maybe might be, because I think it might be our number 1 most played game of the whole year.
Yeah. And we just got it recently.
Okay, it's the same game. Yeah. It's a 2014 release, and it is
Arcadia Quest. Yep. So the reason why I am enjoying Arcadia Quest and it made it my top game of the year is because it is super fun, it is super epic, it is easy to play. You get really involved in the story of your guild and how it evolves and improves and over the course of an entire campaign. The other thing I really like, and what I was worried about when we first looked at Arcadia Quest and why I didn't want to get it right away is because it's like, I want to do this action. Okay, do that action. Now roll the dice to see if you're successful or you fail. Right. And there are games in the past like Eldritch Horror, Arkham Horror, things like that where, okay, I'm going to do this. And you roll. Oh, you failed. You just wasted your whole turn. Well, okay, it's my next turn. I'm going to try it again. Well, you failed. So you just wasted 2 turns. And so, like, it could be like, well, an hour has passed and I've done one thing. Yeah. And it's just, bleh. I hate that. It's really nice when you succeed, but when you fail and fail and fail, it's just, you feel like you're just spinning your wheels doing nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Whereas in Arcadia Quest, it is possible to fail, but more likely you're going to succeed. And instead of having that, hey, I just succeeded, that's awesome, what happens, not often, but what happens is doing something epically awesome. Yes, yeah. Which is amazing. So you can fail a little bit. Most of the time you're going to succeed, and then every now and then you're going to have this epic. Awesome roll that you're just like,
dice of damage, and they are crits, and they can't defend against it.
Yeah. So that's why.
Yeah.
Instead of the you're going to fail and every now and then you're going to succeed and it's going to be awesome. This one, or for Arcadia Quest, is every now and then you might fail, but most of the time you'll win, and then sometimes you're going to have that epic awesome win.
I more compare it to like when I play D&D. Yeah. And then it's like you have this epic plan that you're going to do, and you roll your D20, and you're, you know what I'm talking about, and you know what I'm talking about.
You roll the 20 and crit?
No. Oh. You're like, time after time after time, you roll, and you're like, and you add all your bonuses to it, and you're like, I got 12. And then you look at me, and you're like, fail. And I'm like, really? Yeah. So you roll again. And you're doing, like, anyway, it's the same kind of thing as.
So, what you're saying is that when you're playing D&D at low level, it feels very much like you're playing Arkham Horror or Eldritch Horror, where you're failing a lot and it's getting frustrating. Yeah. Yeah. Whereas if you're playing D&D at high levels, it's like Arcadia Quest. Right. Because you're succeeding more often and then doing, on occasion, epic things.
Yes. Yeah. But should we talk about our non-game of Arcadia Quest that we had? Or are you not over it yet?
No, we can talk about it. It'll be good therapy.
Okay. Because we had this one game.
Wow.
And I won the scenario in 3 moves.
Yeah. Because it was, I'm going to go first. And I rolled, failed, and then died.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte did something. And then it was my second go, and I activated my second character who rolled, failed, and then died. Mm-hmm. And then Charlotte did her third thing.
Which turned out to be epically awesome.
Yeah.
Critastic, I think, is the verb that we use.
Second thing.
Yeah.
Because then on my third go, I activated my final character who went, failed, and then died. Mm-hmm. And then you won the game. Yeah. With an epic awesome roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a crazy... That's only happened the once.
Yeah.
But I hope it never happens again.
It also happened on the easiest one ever.
Yeah.
So maybe it's because we had gone through a campaign already.
Maybe.
And anyway, I don't know. I think it was more to do with the luck of the dice.
Yeah.
And I ended up just getting the token and then killing the monster that you needed to kill.
Yeah.
And it was over.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I think it also had to do with going from the end of a campaign where we're rolling massive amounts of dice and killing orcs in one hit, and then we started a new campaign and it was the first one, and I was like, yeah, let's go kill that orc, and just getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did not continue that campaign.
We just reset it.
We had to reset that.
Yeah. But we played the rest of the campaign.
Yep.
And I think we had just as much fun with that one as we did with the first one.
Yeah.
So I don't think that the first campaign we did was coloring. We weren't playing the second one with rose-colored glasses or anything just because we had so much fun with the first one.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that's Arcadia Quest. Mm-hmm. Big plans for Arcadia Quest for us.
Yes.
We have Inferno backed, and we spent some extra money on getting some of the extra stuff with that. So
just a little bit.
That's going to be coming. And we've actually started watching videos on how to paint minis, and we're buying supplies. And so hopefully the next time we do a campaign of Arcadia Quest, it's going to be showing off painted minis by us.
Unless they really turn out poorly, in which we will never be able to film Arcadia Quest again.
Well, we could, because we're going to start with the monsters for the first campaign, which we've already done. Okay. So if we find that we don't do a good job, which I can't see that happening. I mean, we might not be tournament level.
No, not at first. But I do paint. Yes. Paintings. So
and I've actually painted minis before.
So we feel like we have a little bit of experience. We can hopefully.
But if they do end up bad, the next campaign that we want to shoot for Arcadia Quest, we're not starting with those monsters.
Right. It's true. Yeah. Because we are planning on doing the next campaign.
Yes, Beyond the Grave.
For the first time, live on camera. Yeah. It's gonna take a lot of willpower not to open that box and play it. Yep. Or maybe the next content for the channel is just gonna Arcadia Quest all the time.
Yeah. We're revamping the video. Just Arcadia Quest. Always all Arcadia Quest. Yeah.
No, we won't do that to you guys.
That would just be silly.
Yeah, you might not love us anymore if we do that. Anyway.
So that's our top 5 games that we played
for the first time
in 2015.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit of a different list, but I think that's okay, because if you want to see the top 2015 games, there's 15 channels that have done that.
Right. And they all get to play way more new games than we do, so that's fair. Yeah. Go watch theirs.
Yeah, there you go. So, that's it for the list?
Yes.
Excellent. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you in the next video.
Laters. Cool. But our list isn't over.
What now?
We're doing...
No, I thought we were going to have a separate video.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Edit that out. Our list is over?
Yeah.
Our list is over.